Hello, hello, hello. We are live. Hopefully you guys can see me and hear me. If you can't hear me or see me, please drop a comment. Let me know if you can hear me or see me. But we should be live. Right now we should be connected. We should be vibing right now and seeing each other. Well, you seeing me not seeing you. So thank you for joining live. I thought this time, I've been going live on YouTube and I realized that my insiders here, I haven't given you guys a heads up, and that's not fair of me. So I went ahead and just did a little shout out to you guys. I realized that for some of you guys, especially on the East Coast, it's the evening hour and then you've got a lot of commitments going on right now. Some of you are just winding down on your night, right? You're trying to get things together with the kids and family, and you're just yourself, just trying to wrap things up. So I realized the timing may not be ideal, but you know what? It's better now than never, right? It's better we connect now than never. So hopefully this time works for you. Across the globe, I don't know what time it is, but you know what? There will always be a replay. But for you lucky folks who are here live, you're catching this action. So do drop some comments. I'm just going to check really quickly to see if you guys can hear me, see me. Do let me know if you have any trouble doing that, okay? So why I wanted to jump in live, hopefully you're hearing this right now, but the reason why I wanted to jump in live is because on this platform here, on YouTube, I've been presenting here on YouTube, giving you guys tips on building your channel, how to brand your channel, right? So I put out a series of videos. You probably have watched them. If you haven't watched them, check out the series. I've even packaged them for you. So there's a playlist on my channel that you can go to and just watch all the videos. Just watch them, because I promise you, you will walk away with some tips, some essential tips on how to arrive on this platform. Not just looking good, okay? It's not just about looking good. It's about arriving on this platform in a form that's going to allow you to stand out, right? Because YouTube, there are so many channels. YouTube is growing. I don't even have to give you the lecture. If you're on this platform and you just do your own searches, you know that this platform is pretty dense. It's pretty populated. A lot of people have YouTube channels. So it's really important for you to stand out on this platform. Just like it is on any social media platform, it's really important for you to make your mark, stand out, showcase what you have to offer very quickly, because people don't have time. Right? People are impatient, people don't have time, and they just have their thought patterns are very quick, right? And I'm not just saying people, but I'm saying like everyone. You and me, we're all like this, right? We don't have the time to waste. So this is why arriving in a way that connects with whoever you're trying to connect with, I think for you guys watching this channel, it's you guys who are here putting your brands out there, you guys who are there who have businesses or thinking of forming a business or just want to put your personal brand out there, right? So you want to do it in a way that connects with people easily, quickly, because you don't have time to waste, and you want it to stand out from competitors. And I'm air quoting competitors, and air quotes are really annoying, but I'm air quoting competitors because if you are being authentically you probably know this. If you're bringing your true self to the table, using you, the essence that is you, 100, keeping it 100, coming as you and putting yourself out there, then you essentially do not have competitors. I'm telling you this. These are not just fluffy quotes, okay? This is called human design, right? As of right now today, while cloning is something that we're working on, but as of right now today, there is only one you. So while there's only one you, put you out there, because it will differentiate you from your competitors, from anyone else who's doing the same thing as you, because quite frankly, we all have the same skills, we all have the same talents, but you bringing those skills and talents to the table are the differentiating factor, right? So remember that. It all starts with you. Let me just make sure I exclamation point do highlight that, because I really do mean that when I say that it all begins with you. Begins and ends with you, quite frankly, when it comes to branding, especially if you're putting your personal brand out there. So keep that in mind. So here's another thing. The other thing I wanted to tell you is that about YouTube. Bringing it back here. On this platform, on YouTube right now, I came out with this series that I said, a series of videos that were geared towards helping you to brand your channel, to make sure that your channel would stand out from any of your other competitors, right? So there are videos, in case you missed them, I'm just going to give you the rundown, just so you know what in the world is contained in those videos. Why should you pay attention? I promise you, you're going to walk away with every one of those videos are useful. Every one of those videos, you will take away a lesson. You know, it's not fluff. I'm not just lecturing. I'm actually showing you how to brand your thumbnail, how to brand your channel, how to brand your watermark. I have all those videos outlined, and I just show you how to do it and walk you through it step by step, because I want to make sure that you're doing that. Because one of the important things, and if you are a Raw Branded Insider, you know that I'm always telling you that video is so important right now. If you're trying to brand yourself, you're going to have to check your fears, all right? You're going to have to put your fears to the side and really muster up the strength to get on camera. And I know that it's a huge hurdle for a lot of people, right? Especially for us introverted folks. Totally hear ya. It takes a lot to get on camera, let alone getting on camera live, right? That's just a whole nother animal. But just that first step of just recording and putting yourself out there is really scary for a lot of people, but so necessary for today, especially if you're trying to build your empire. You're trying to build your business. You're trying to put your personal brand out there. Then you can't just hide what you have to offer. You got to really put it out there on video, right? So going back to the series, right? In case you missed the series, one of the things I talked about, as I was saying before, was how to brand yourself, starting with your YouTube thumbnails. And one of the things that I showcase, I'm just going to throw that up so that you can remember. And if anybody's joining late, they know what in the hay we're talking about. YouTube thumbnails. It's important for you to brand your YouTube thumbnails, and because that's your first impression, right? On a platform like this, when people are doing their searches for, I don't know, how to make coconut pancakes, okay? They're doing a search for coconut pancakes or what have you, and all of these tutorials, all these videos come up, right? And you see all the options, and of course there are a couple things you're checking, right? The first thing you're probably checking is the thumbnail. How in the world does that look? Who is the person who's going to give me all of this information? Do they look sane? Do they look like they know what they're talking about? That's number one. You're going to look at the thumbnail. You're going to see, does the thumbnail signify what in the world the video is about, what I'll get if I watch? Because, you know, I don't have time to waste. You know, I want to make sure that when I'm watching this video, that it's actually answering my question and it's not something else going on. So you're going to look at that thumbnail. I mean, there's other factors, things you're going to check. You're going to check, like, how many people watch the video, and, you know, how is it ranked? Is this the #1 video that comes up in your search, or is it on page 3? You know, you're going to look at that. You're going to look at, once you click over, you'll look at, you know, did people vote it up or down? All those things, all those measurements. But before you even get there, you're going to look at the thumbnail, because 9 times out of 10, you want to just get pulled in. It's kind of like, and I said this to my Raw Branded Insiders, it's kind of like if you're going on Netflix or you're looking at Hulu, right? And you see all those thumbnails that pop up. And I know when you go on Netflix, it's like you just entered the maze, right? You went in saying, I want to watch something, and now you have to navigate the waters of 50 million shows, 50 different movies, a million genres, and things that just keep popping up, right? So you're just spending like an hour or 2, 3, scrolling through the thumbnails, trying to figure out what are you going to watch, right? What is going to call out at you? So whatever visually is really conveying the meaning of a show, of a program, That's what you click on, and then you read, this may sound like something I might want to watch, right? So it's the same concept. It's the same concept with YouTube. People are just moving faster because you don't have to scroll through. You don't have to do that much legwork to get your answer, right? You're going to get it populated, whatever you did your search on. And then you're going to take a look and say, is this video worth watching? So one thing you want to do is make that really good first impression. And that starts with your thumbnail. So when you are creating your thumbnail, just make sure that it is branded to reflect your essence. And yes, design-wise, you can get into this with fonts and colors, and you can do all the fancy stuff to make it look pretty. Make it look pretty. Don't make it a hot mess. Don't just click the first frame where your, expression is crazy and you threw that up as your thumbnail. Don't do that. Actually think through, what is that highlight image? What is that poster? Like, if I was going to go to the movies, right? And I saw the coming attraction and I saw this poster, what is that image? What is that visual? Think of it that way. So give that some thought. In my video, I explained this a little bit further about how maybe when you're filming, you want to think through, doing freeze frames and incorporating photos, just so you're already thinking about what that thumbnail will look like. And then you can brand it with your fonts and your colors. And in that video, again, I actually show you choosing your colors and choosing your font. So go back and watch those videos because I break it down for you. But I just want to give you an overview that is something that you really need to think about, is how you're making that first impression through your thumbnail. That's number one. The second thing you want to do, and yes, I'm going to get fancy and throw up another little thing for you just to remind you, is your channel art. Okay, so on YouTube, after someone clicks on your thumbnail, maybe they're scratching their heads and they're saying, you know what, I like that video. That's good, that's a win. But maybe they haven't subscribed yet, right? So one of the things you want to do is to make sure that if they click over to check you out, they want to know, who is this person? Do they post frequently? What are they putting out here on YouTube? Are they legit? Are they crazy? You want to make sure that when they click over onto your profile and they arrive on your channel, that your channel actually reflects what you're putting out here on YouTube. So that's what you want to do. On your channel, you have that banner at the top. Everyone has it. And what you want to do is make sure that that banner is really capturing what people are going to get when they watch these videos, the videos that you're putting out. So what you want to do is make sure that that channel art reflects, has that essence, reflects your brand. So yes, we're going to say that incorporates fonts, and I'm talking about your lettering, your fonts. And yes, it's going to incorporate using the right colors that are the consistently used colors and fonts. Yes, you want to do that. But the other thing is, you want to make sure that visually what you put out there is connected to what people will get from this channel. So just make sure that your channel art actually reflects that. And if you watch the videos, as I'm shamelessly plugging again, just for your benefit, if you watch those videos, you will see that I give you some tips like incorporating some messaging, like how often you're posting on your channel, or maybe a tagline, or maybe it's you telling people to opt in by selecting some sort of freebie. Maybe it's you just kind of teasing them and saying something like, don't forget to download XYZ, and there's pointing to the link to your website, to your opt-in, right? That's a way for you to collect basically subscribers. So you can do that too. You can get really creative with it. But visually, what you're trying to do is set those expectations, because then people make that decision. That's another point where people are making a decision and they're saying, do I want to subscribe to this channel? Is it worth it, or is it a waste of my time? So you want to give that some thought, how you're arriving on your very own channel. So that's the second thing. So the other thing to keep in mind, which is frequently overlooked, This one, I'm surprised by how many people don't realize that they have some control over this. So, do you guys know what it is? If you do, chime in below. Let me see in the comments if you guys even know what I'm going to say. Third thing, anyone? Takers. Well, I'll tell you. The third thing that you really need to think about when branding your channel is your watermark. So what you may not realize, and actually I just realized because my lower third is probably covering it right now, and if you don't know what a lower third is, that's this little doohickey that basically says your name. You know, you ever see on the news or anything like that, and it says that right now you're seeing it probably right here, and it's saying Renee A. Walker, founder of Raw Branded. Right now it's probably covering my lower third, but what I'll do is just move that over so that it's not covering it. And so what you probably see now is something that has a little icon that says subscribe. It should be there. And that is the watermark that YouTube provides. You can include a watermark in your video that can be there at set points in your videos. You can have it there the whole entire time your video is, you know, showcased to people. You can put whatever you want. It's just a little tiny icon. And then if you were to hover over it now, you'll see that it indicates that you can subscribe, right? Go ahead, do it, do that. So that's what you can do. You can brand that watermark. So one of the things you can do, and you can watch my other video that gives you a tutorial on how to create one and to do one, is to do it in, you know, and you can use different platforms to do this. You can actually have your logo as the watermark. That's an option. You can have your name, or you can have like what I have, which is, and I'm gesturing in the wrong direction, I think it's somewhere over here. You can have subscribe, just calling out to people to subscribe. And that can be displayed throughout the whole time your video is airing as people are watching it, just so that people can know that they can subscribe to your channel, right? So that's something, an option that I really recommend that you do. Not a lot of people are taking advantage of that option. It doesn't have to be displayed the whole entire time. It can just be, I think you can gauge it at the beginning, towards the end of your video. You can set it, but it is something, because, you know, sometimes people get engrossed in what you're talking about, what you have to offer, and then they're not thinking, oh, wait, yeah, I might want to see this person again, and I may not be able to find them. I might want to subscribe to their channel. So that's just reminding people to subscribe. So have that, and I have a whole tutorial as well for that. So your watermark. So 3 things, right? 3 things that I already told you that you can do to highlight the product that is you. I'm going to say that, by the way, for those of you guys who are just chiming in, that's a course that I have that gives you the whole entire rundown on branding. So if you don't know about the product is you, you can go to my website, go to reneewalker.me /the product is you, and you can get more information about that. But focus. Right now, we have 3 ways in which you can brand yourself and really stand out on a platform like YouTube. And think about these things on other platforms as well. But for here on YouTube, it's showcasing your brand, your offerings through the thumbnail, right? That's pulling people into the video. That's one way you can do it. Then, and by the way, that tutorial I have, they're all show you how to create the thumbnails, all of these things on free software called Canva. You can go to Canva and get all the free tutorials on how, well, you can go to Canva and create your free icons, but watch my videos and I give you the whole rundown on how to use Canva. There is the channel art. I do give you the tutorial on using Photoshop and at Canva. So I gave you 2 options. So for the channel art, you got the paid using Photoshop, which is, you know, a little bit more sophisticated. And then I break it down for you using Canva, how you can use that free software. So, going back, 3 ways to, I'm holding 2 and I'm saying 3. 3 ways to brand yourself on YouTube, as I mentioned again, is to adjust your thumbnails, right? Pulling people in. Do adjust your watermarks. That's reminding people as they're watching your video to subscribe to your channel. And then the third way is to your channel art. Make sure that that banner actually highlights and lets people know what kind of videos, what kind of information you're putting out there. So it's kind of like a 3-step process. 1, 2, 3. Trying to capture people along the way, standing out along the way in these different ways. You got that? And by the way, do chime in below if you still have questions. I will come back and check the comments and answer back. And for those people who are in the Raw Branded community, you can continue the conversation there. I'll join the community, and also talk about this and explain it to you further. Especially if you watch the videos and you have questions, we can talk about it in the community. By the way, the community is on Facebook, so it's the Raw Branded University community on Facebook. So do join that. I encourage you to do so. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, I'm just going to keep shamelessly plugging away. If you're not subscribed to this channel, then I'm going to tell you to do so. Do make sure that you subscribe to this channel, which it's not displaying right now. The URL's not displaying. Here we go. Let me set that for you guys so you know. It's actually a quick way to do it, to give you less heartache and pain, is to just go to, and I mean, right now, if you got here from the link I sent to the insiders, and you already know how to get to this channel. But if you don't, a quick way to do that and to subscribe to this channel is to hit the bell below that you're watching, so they can share with other people. Let them know that they can go to reneewalker.me/YouTube. If you have other people who you're like, this girl gives some good tips for free, I think my friends need to pay attention to this. You can share this link with your friends and let them know to come back and subscribe to this channel, and they'll get more tips. By the way, I want to give you guys a little heads up here, because one of the things that I'm doing, okay, I did this whole series on YouTube just so you guys can know how to arrive on platforms like this and stand out, right? That's the whole point. You're building businesses, you're building your personal brand, you want to stand out. You're creative. We're like-minded here. We're creative folks. We've got these skills. We want to go on platforms that are visual platforms like YouTube, which is all video-based and video-oriented. And we want to showcase our brand. And we want to stand out. And we understand that the sea is densely populated, but we're going to swim through, right? And let people look at us, right? We're going to say, look at me, look at me. So that's what this whole series was about. But just as a heads up, I'm not just focused on YouTube. Oh, I just gave it away. Live. Not just doing a series on YouTube. The next series will focus on how to brand yourself on Instagram. So if you are on IG, if you're on Instagram, and you're trying to figure out, now how in the hay do I put my personal brand, how do I put my business out there on platforms like Instagram, which is, yes, another visually based platform, but totally different from YouTube, right? A totally different feel. One, it's photo and video based, you know, it's that kind of combination. And there's a lot more happening between Instagram stories and Instagram itself, right? Where do you go? What do you do? So do stick around, because my next series of videos will focus on how to uplift, up-level your brand using YouTube. So do stick around for that, which is why you want to subscribe. Okay. So if you have questions, once again, I encourage you to leave them in the comment section. Go ahead, have a conversation in the Raw Branded University community on Facebook, and I will see you guys again. Thank you for joining me live. If you're here watching and you're playing shy, next time I would like to see you comment. That's okay. I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.